Hello, good morning. I decided to recreate Virgin Galactic SpaceShipTwo inside of Trailmakers. Originally, I tried to do this in Kerbal Space Program, but I found that the hinges were too weak and could not support the wing loading. I start by giving the aircraft a side-by-side seating configuration for the pilots, and then start working on the nose and do my best to try and recreate it. However, Trailmakers is limited in the wedge blocks, so it's not going to look very good. I give the aircraft a box fuselage and throw on an engine just so I can start working on the wings. And the wings are a delta clipped configuration, so I do my best and try out experiment different wedge configurations to recreate it, and really in the end it ended up just being 2x1 wedges. I extend the fuselage a bunch to get the proportions to better match. Now I get to work on the hinge mechanism. So on SpaceShipTwo, the aft part of the wing rotates while the fore part remains static. Attach it to a tail section and slap on some vertical stabilizers. The tail section took a lot of work because the attach points and trail makers are few on these parts. One pair of elevators controls the pitch, the other pair of elevators controls the roll. I end up changing this later, but for now that's how it works. I also attach landing gear, noticing the front skid as it is on the real aircraft. On our first test flights, I noticed that we were not able to get off the ground, so I added more wing area and more power, and we were able to successfully take off and control the aircraft. These lights are meant to represent the windows of SpaceShipTwo, and here I edit the angles and demonstrate that the mechanism for the hinge works correctly. Now that I've got a pretty thought out design, I do a bunch of test flying to see what I can make better about this aircraft. One of the first things I do is try to see if I can get away with removing the extra pair of wings underneath. So I delete those and see if it flies similarly, and sure enough it did. After some more rigorous testing, I felt like the elevator authority was not good enough, so I completely redesigned it after a quick recolor of the aircraft, and I instead put wings on the edges and mounted them onto servos. This worked pretty well, but one of the issues is it kind of messed with the center of lift, and what I actually had to do was turn them upside down because elevators tend to produce negative lift on conventional aircraft, and as soon as I did that, it flew a whole lot better. Here, after some landing speed tests, as well as some flight tests and mechanism tests, I bring it back down, do it again, and after I'm pretty happy with this aircraft, I call it done. A quick recolor and some photography. Here you have it. Virgin Galactic SpaceShipTwo. Thanks for watching.